Why traders repeat the same mistakes every week. It's Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock exactly. You're staring at a red candle that just erased everything you made yesterday. Your chest feels tight. Your jaw clenches. Your hand hovers over the mouse, shaking just enough for you to notice it. You already know the rule. You wrote it yourself. After a loss, walk away. But you don't walk away. You increase the lot size. You click buy, and in that brief moment between clicking the button and the order filling, there's a quiet realization. You know how this ends. You've lived this moment before. Again. That's the part of trading no one prepares you for. It's not the losses. Losses are normal. They're the cost of doing business. The real pain is recognizing the pattern. Losing money the exact same way you did last week, breaking the same rule, making the same excuse, promising yourself the same lie. That's what keeps you awake at 2 in the morning. That's what makes you question your intelligence. Not because you don't know what to do, but because you do know and still don't do it. On Sunday, you were calm, focused. You opened your journal and wrote promises to yourself. I'll wait for the setup. I'll respect my stop. No impulsive trades this week. And now, here you are. Red screen, tight chest, watching your account bleed from the same decision you swore you wouldn't repeat. If this feels familiar, listen carefully. You are not stupid. You are not weak. And you are not broken. You are fighting your own biology. Most traders think repeating mistakes means they lack discipline, that they're lazy, or emotional, or incapable of consistency. The truth is harder to accept. Your brain does not experience the market as numbers. It experiences it as emotion over time. To your brain, trading isn't analysis. It's a hunt. Every candle is movement. Every tick is anticipation. Every click is risk. And the chemical driving it all is dopamine. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure. It's the chemical of wanting, of leaning forward, of needing resolution. That's why the most dangerous moment in trading isn't the win. It's the decision to take the trade. Dopamine spikes before the outcome is known. Think about a slot machine. If you lost every time, you'd walk away bored in minutes. But you don't lose every time. Sometimes you win small. Sometimes you almost win. Sometimes you win big just once. That uncertainty hooks the brain. Psychologists call it a variable reward schedule. It's the most addictive pattern humans know. The market is built on it. So when you revenge trade, when you oversize after a loss, when you jump into a setup that almost fits, you're not being careless, you're being chemical. In that moment, you're not trading to make money, you're trading to feel relief. Clicking the button quiets the anxiety. It gives your nervous system something to grab onto. It feels like control, but it's borrowed control. And the more often you use trading to regulate emotion, the deeper the loop gets. This is why Monday always feels different. At the start of the week, your emotional reserves are full. Last week's losses feel distant. Confidence feels logical again. You wait. You're patient. You follow rules. Then Tuesday arrives. You miss a trade that runs without you. No loss, but pressure builds. By Wednesday, that pressure becomes urgency. You start clicking faster. You justify trades instead of waiting for them. By Thursday, a small loss feels heavier than it should. Not because of the money, but because you're already drained. And by Friday, discipline doesn't collapse loudly, it erodes quietly. One extra trade, one wider stop, one rule bent just this once. That's why traders repeat the same mistakes every week. Not because they forget the rules, but because they underestimate fatigue. You are not the same trader on Friday that you were on Monday. Your patience is lower. Your tolerance for discomfort is lower. Your ability to wait is lower. Yet you demand the same discipline from yourself anyway. That's the flaw. Your brain also lies to you in another way. It remembers the one time breaking the rules worked and forgets the 10 times it didn't. Months ago, you held a losing trade you should have cut. It went deep into drawdown. You moved the stop. You hoped. Then the market reversed. That loss turned into a win. Relief flooded in. But what your brain learned was dangerous. Bad behavior gets rewarded. So now, every time you hold a loser, you're not improvising. You're reenacting a memory that felt good once. When it finally wipes you out, you're shocked. But you're not unlucky. You're consistent. You're letting a lottery memory run a business model. Professional traders don't survive by remembering lucky wins. They survive by respecting probabilities. There's one more truth most traders avoid. Trading has no guardrails. A pilot has a co-pilot. A surgeon has a team. A cashier has oversight. You have a screen, a mouse, and silence. You can risk half your account in seconds with no resistance. And because the money is digital, the pain is delayed. By the time it hurts, it's already gone. Under stress, your logical brain shuts down. Your survival brain takes over. And without rules that exist outside your emotions, it will hijack your actions every time. This is the mistake beneath the mistake. Discipline is not something you apply, it's something you protect. Consistency doesn't come from trying harder, it comes from making self-sabotage harder. Professionals don't rely on willpower, they rely on structure. They remove decision-making during emotional moments. They decide before the market opens when they are allowed to act and when they must stop. They understand something most traders don't. Your worst trades aren't about bad entries, they're about overstaying. Staying too long, trading too late, continuing when fatigue has already taken control. Once you see trading as a weekly psychological cycle instead of isolated days, everything changes. You stop asking, "Why did I take that trade?" and start asking, "Why was I still trading at that moment?" That's where real improvement begins. So here's the truth, and this matters. You don't need a new strategy. You don't need more indicators. You don't need motivation. You need fewer decisions, clear stopping points, clear limits, and the humility to forgive yourself when you slip. Because shame doesn't build discipline, it builds stress, and stress feeds the loop. Professional traders treat losses as tuition, not identity. They document, they adjust, they move on. So here's your real challenge. This week, don't try to fix everything. Pick one mistake, just one, and decide it no longer exists in your world. Design your environment so that mistake becomes impossible. Because progress doesn't come from intensity, it comes from precision. And if this video felt uncomfortable, if it felt like someone was describing your week without knowing you, that's not an accident. It means you're closer than you think. If you want to stop repeating the same mistakes and start building real consistency, subscribe. Not for signals, not for hype, but for the mindset that keeps you in the game long enough to matter. I'll see you on the next candle.